We're going over dark art. Yeah, so today we're gonna go over 3 of my illustrations that are probably the darkest. And I'm gonna explain kind of what I was feeling and kind of like the process of my art style. It's very weird, so brace yourself, everybody. So yeah, I got into dark art around the age of 14, and then I started pursuing it more. I found that it was an outlet and a way to express myself, so that's kind of what it's been ever since. I've kind of always been on the darker side of drawing. Like since 7 years old, I was drawing like court gestures, and I was always using the colors black and red, and really affiliating like dragons and dark, I don't know, entities. It wasn't until the age of 14, 15-ish though, when I started getting to high school, which was specifically an art school, that people were like, wow, I think you need help.
Stop it. Get some help.
People were kind of concerned about some of the stuff I was drawing, and for me it never was really like anything I'd act on intentionally or like self-harm, those kind of things. It's always been art as my outlet, and I take it to an extreme because I choose not to take it to extreme in other ways in life. Oh my god! I am inspired by a lot of different artists. I'm more inspired by film, honestly, and music. So I like horror movies and a lot of things like that. I like to break down.
What did he say?
Yeah, I like to break down, like cry all the time. And I like to break down the film, and I like to break down like how they did everything. So I apply a lot of like VFX artists and horror artists and a lot of practical effects, and I kind of just like draw up those really f***ed up stuff and just like crazy things. So I really take inspiration from anybody who goes above and beyond the normality of art. Let's just jump into it, and let's I'll break down what this piece is, and we can go over a little bit more. So yeah, I'll kind of just fill up the canvas sometimes when I'm bored. I know this one specifically, I had no intention of drawing anything.
What?
I started with just random shapes, and at some point it was kind of like, oh, this looks like a monster. Right now on the neck though, I knew immediately after I drew that neck, I was like, I don't want to draw a portrait, because like a monster, a zombie, a creature would never just sit there like. So like, what does a monster look like? They're usually coming out of the dark. They're usually coming out of something, crawling, creeping, running, in movement. So I changed it up and drew this big muscular body, and then I kind of put some you can kind of see the first starting sketches of some man titties there. They're like very, very big, voluptuous blues.
He's pulling his cock out!
And as soon as I draw that, I had to draw some faces around it, and I just really, after I did that, I'm also really inspired by Meat Canyon. So after I drew the boobies there, I was like, you know what, we're gonna draw some nice titties on that, and then we're gonna get somebody who's like maybe suckling on it, you know. I took inspiration from the one face, like mirror on the wall from like Shrek kind of thing, you know? And I just really wanted these like voidless faces that they have emotion and expression, but they're also just like, they're void of personality. That's the word, personality, yeah. And then I started adding these teeth, and I just wanted this monster to be kind of like weirdly disturbing and kind of like happy to eat these things, and you'll see in a little bit here I start adding more teeth. I really wanted these people to kind of show dependency on this thing. So that's all my drawings have a meaning. It's not always just like random, but they do start out random as f***. Yeah, so the overall intent of this drawing is kind of just to show how society depends on technology, and that was a last minute add-in, like the phones and the boobies kind of thing, because it was like, I wanted the society to be nursing onto the titties for a reason. You know, we can't all just nurse on titties because we like them. Evil Resurrection, A Mother's Love. This one was for the Halloween challenge. Was it last year or the year before? It was last year, and I really wanted to go all out for this one. I was really inspired at the time by the VHS tapes, that one movie. I think there's VHS 1, there's VHS 2. I really like the found footage stuff, so that was what inspired kind of like these really grotesque things, just because I really like prop horror and the amount of work that goes into making something look realistic and gory. I wanted to go all out. It's really about a mother who's like birthed the Antichrist, put him in the ground or something, maybe dug him back up, and the priest is like trying to, or the pastor, whatever he is trying to like prevent it. and gets killed in the process. It really has no like value or purpose to anybody other than like maybe myself. It does kind of like desensitize you over time, so I don't recommend it for everybody. Dark art is like a way to express, but when you're trying to force it, don't try to force it. Like just let the emotions flow onto the paper. Don't try to be extra and going to look at things to get that inspiration to make something extra grotesque just because. Most likely all it's going to do is put negative connotation onto you, and if you're not already established as a dark artist, it's not good for your reputation, especially if you've gone from drawing portraits to you know, drawing like this. It started as a little pre-sketch. I put it into Procreate, I inked it, and then did all the color. After a little bit of video editing and effects, I put in some fire and flames that were moving and some sound effects. Oh, okay, yeah, this one's a really cool one too. What is this? Psychosis. This is Psychosis. This one, yeah, I was studying mental health at the time and just different disorders and mental health illnesses and different things that are symptoms of some of these disorders, and psychosis came up as one, and it was kind of like a part of schizophrenia. I really wanted to do something different than the shadow people, and everybody does kind of the same thing with schizophrenia, which is the faces on the wall. Part of what this one was is I really wanted to capture just the unsafeness that people feel within the world, and they can't really trust anything. And with psychosis, you're seeing and hallucinating, and also auditory. They hear voices and other things that are saying things, and sometimes it's their own self, sometimes it's other personas. They'll hear things like, you know, don't drink that, that's poison. 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 And it's just water. They know that the water that I got is fine. So I wanted to kind of represent that, and that's what this whole piece is. Even if you didn't have psychosis, it can kind of relate to this piece a little bit of just feeling outcasted in a public situation. That's what I wanted to kind of go for. It's like this could kind of be anybody, but also if you have psychosis, you can definitely relate. It's kind of like the only two people that actually have any physical character to them are the people at the table, and two of them are like distracted, they're not really caring, and the one is just freaking the fuck out in the middle. I can see how someone could say like this is one of the eerie ones, the one of scary. So I give this like a 2 on my scale for like what I can draw as far as scary. I don't know if these are my darkest pieces. A lot of my dark pieces are tucked away. They don't need to be on social media anymore. It really is unnecessary for some of the things, and you know, there's some things that are just not meant to be, you know. We can do two more. I think 2 more is fine. We'll give you guys a bonus one.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Yeah, this one is like I said, I was really inspired by the VHS tapes. So this was 100% inspired by that, and I wanted to make a little VHS tape video. There's one VHS tape at the very end. I think it's VHS 2. I don't remember. It's VHS 2, I think. And there's a doctor. And the whole thing about this like underground doctor who's like taking humans and morphing them with like animatronics and just weird shit. That's what inspired this one. Like this is like in the perspective of if the doctor from VHS 2, whatever the VHS movie is, it's another creation he made. Because like in that episode or clip it, whatever, he has some girl and turns her into like this weird robot. This is like maybe like one of his first creations, and that's kind of what I was going for. It's this weird monster. I don't know. I really wanted to get fucking weird with this one, and it's like he's asking the doctor to fix him. And anybody who knows the video knows what I'm talking about, but if not, I don't recommend watching those. Those are very grotesque videos. Very interesting concept though, I love it. And that's what I wanted to do with this, and I added the VHS squiggles and the horrible footage and added the sound effects. I think I even recorded my own voice for some of this and made like sounds. This one is a really good one. Addiction with trauma. Yeah, so this one was like, again with like the mental health stuff, but I was kind of adding in things, kind of giving myself a challenge. But yeah, this one here was just, it was focused on the girl and like experiencing what the visual representation of what a monster would look like in their eyes, as far as a real life monster to us.
What?
And I don't know if that makes any sense. That doesn't make any fucking sense. What the fuck am I saying? For the guy, the monster is the pills around him. But for the girl, she sees this thing destroying him. And that's kind of what I wanted to go with this one. I'm sure people can see it in a lot of different ways. And the reason he's pointing at her and he's kind of got a pill in his hand is like, sometimes that passed down. There's a lot of kids who try to avoid what their parents' mistakes are, but at the same time, there's also a ton that just fall into the same exact pattern. These aren't planned, like these don't have thumbnails, they just, I draw, and when I get the idea it comes in, and very rarely am I looking at references for this. I could nitpick all of these though and be like, I don't like this, I don't like this. I've been drawing for so long, at some point you just have so many things in your head that you just remember how it is, that it doesn't really matter if it's 100% accurate, as long as the viewer can understand what it is. That's really all that matters, for me at least. A lot of times I get an idea and I throw it in there, and I just keep building off that idea until I like it. That concludes today's video. Thank you for watching this far, and if you made it this far, please leave a comment of what your favorite art piece was. Go ahead and leave a comment if you have another art piece that wasn't listed here of my art. I have hundreds of art pieces over here that are available. Also, I have a whole team of other artists that are just as talented and amazing. Go check their products out. They're listed with us. We've created over the last 3 years here a safe platform for dark artists like ourselves to be able to list our products without judgment, without criticism, and be able to fully express ourselves no matter how dark or edgy the quality might be. If you're a dark artist too, go ahead and reach out to my email and we can discuss getting you on the page as well.